Welcome back to Optimism on the Rocks. And since we're not famous yet, we will introduce ourselves. I am Mariah,
I'm Derek.
and today we're going to be talking about not being an asshole. So that's one of our biggest rules making this podcast is we just didn't want to come off as assholes. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff and we're probably going to offend some people. We just want everyone to know that it's not intentional and we're just here to have fun. If you are offended, I apologize, but also
Mm.
that's kind of also on you.
Mhm.
Unless we say something really mean, then
Yeah, you know, some things are offensive and some things aren't.
yeah.
And I think a lot of this podcast is going to get into why some things are and some things aren't.
But first,
But first,
the drink.
mm,
Because it's Optimism on the Rocks, so we have to have a cocktail. Last week didn't turn out so good, so today we have a really cute one. We'll post a picture. But it is a spicy margarita, pineapple margarita on the rocks. And I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm gonna try it.
I've tasted it a few times. It's delicious. I would say significantly better
Ooh,
than
that's
the
really good.
previous cocktail.
That's very good. Yeah, we aced it now, so
hmm
cheers.
Cheers.
You can't cheers fruit.
It's much more. The, the accoutrement does make it more difficult.
I love it. We got
So,
these really cute tiki glasses as well.
hmm but let's get into some offensive things. Because I think what's important is, understanding what people find offensive, why they find
Mhm.
it offensive, and things that might cause you to get into a situation where you're thinking, "Hey, what should I do right now?" And I'm going to tell you, you should not be an asshole. That should be number one. Number one on your mind is do that, and then after that we can talk about other stuff.
Imagine if we have to bleep asshole.
Oh, this is
It's
gonna
gonna be
be.
you should play a drinking game while you watch this and take a sip every time we say asshole. That would
I
be
will.
fun. We don't have that much strength.
Yeah, maybe later.
Okay.
But I think the first thing I wanted to talk about today, and mainly just because it's probably not that topical anymore, but it was something that came up while we were, in the concept of creating this podcast that I think we were aligned on, and it is the Harrison Butker commencement speech.
The Harrison butt kiss.
The Harrison Butkiss.
Or butt kicker, I've heard as well. Sorry, you go.
So, in case this is completely new information to you, this man still is, the current kicker for the NFL playing Kansas City Chiefs. He did a commencement address for a Benedictine college, which is a Christian university. So, there's definitely some overtones to what he had to say, but the main thing that came about out of that was, or the main talking point that came out of that
Mm-hmm.
speech was that women have been told a diabolical lie about wanting to be in the workforce or get a
Yeah,
career.
yeah.
They've been lied to. Mariah, you've been lied to all these years.
I mean, really though, like, I don't want to work.
I mean, you should
I'm
be at
just kidding.
home, popping out babies. That's the only thing that his wife wants to do. Actually, that's not true. That's not what he said. He did say that she sacrificed her career
hmm
to help him in his dream of kicking footballs, which, as we all know, could
Changing
not
the
have been
world.
done when she had a career of her own. There's no possible way those two things could have melded together. This man does not make enough money to have a nanny come look after his kids, so maybe his wife could do some things on her own.
That's true. That's a good point.
I mean, it's. I think it is hilarious
hmm
to think that someone wouldn't be able to do both, or why it would have to be the woman at home
hmm
making, doing the homemaker thing, and but again, I also think that if that's something that you want to do,
Exactly. Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
The problem with the speech and the problem with the way it was delivered, well, I think the
Wrong
main
place.
thing. Well, it's not. No, I actually don't even think it was the wrong place.
These women just graduated,
Well, that's. I
and
mean,
then you're saying good try at school because it's not really important. It's cute. You gave it a little, but go have some babies.
Yeah, that's the only thing that will make you feel fulfilled and whole in this life.
But not a man.
Not a man. The men, you need to go out there and have your career and leave the women to the child rearing and taking care of the homestead. Uh, but yeah, so I think that it's interesting because that means that speech, I assume, presumably, got through. I would think that someone has to approve those. Maybe they don't. Maybe they didn't know it was coming. Maybe that wasn't an approved lecture that he gave. It was. I listened to the whole thing. It was 20 minutes long. So I mean, I guess he's into the public speaking now as well. He's taking footballs, so good for him. But what I think was interesting about it is, yeah, you have the college effectively approved this message, uh, which
I'm sorry. I gotta take the toppings off. They're
that
poking me in the
that'll happen.
Those of you not actually watching, that was a little painful. It's fine.
I did not. For those of you not watching, I did not do anything. She was poked by pineapple stalks that were in the bag.
Yeah, he was like, "Don't talk anymore. You should not be working." But I think it's okay. Like, if women want to do that, and I have friends who enjoy being at home, they wanted to be mothers, they want to do things for their family, make homemade breads and whatever the stuff women are doing these days. That's not me. That's not my personal thing. But telling women that that's what they should do and then that's what will fulfill them when they just graduated is insane.
It is insane.
That's an asshole.
That is an asshole thing to do.
Take a drink.
You got it. But what is interesting is that if that was an approved message by the college, it's kind of funny that they didn't mind taking those women's money while they paid for their tuition, only to get to the end and tell them, yeah, but you're not really going to like it. This isn't going to be fun for you.
Not even fun. It's just, it was pointless, essentially.
Because the only path to fulfillment for a woman is making babies, popping them out.
I'm making podcasts.
Yeah.
And drinking alcohol.
But yeah, so and I think that's kind of the main point we wanted to make is more. It's not so much about what he said, is how he said it. I think that what we would say is, of course, if someone wants to be a homemaker at home and that's how they find fulfillment, that's great.
Yeah.
But
do whatever you want.
But then to prescribe to everyone that should be their goal, every woman, that's how they should want to live their lives, and if they don't, that won't be fulfilling for them, is crazy. And also to imply then that is somehow different for a man, that they don't, that if they're...
Yeah, why can't they stay home?
Yeah, maybe they should.
Woman has a baby, she heals up whatever's ripped apart down there, and then she can go back to work. I mean, and then he can stay home and make bread and do laundry.
To be fair, it was in the U.S., so they don't really have maternity leave, so they got to get back to work immediately.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, maybe that's part of it. It's good to be a homemaker. You can at least spend a little bit of time in bed.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he has a point. I'm thinking about that now. Still no. No, it's not for me. But that's fine. It's for someone. It's not for me. But you listened to the whole...
I did. Yeah, I listened to the whole thing. And there was actually quite a bit of other information in there that he also said. It is all definitely, draped in, religious language. And that's not really what we want to talk about on this podcast. I'm fine with anyone being of any religion.
Like, do whatever you want. Just don't push an agenda on someone else.
Exactly.
Don't tell me what to do. That should be the real name of this podcast. Don't tell me.
Don't tell me. But yeah, so there was a lot of other information that he brought up in regards to just the trending of society. And one of the things that he indicated was that people should be proud of their Christian faith, but not in the way that pride has been evilly foisted upon people and they have their own month. Which, that's more topical as we are in Pride Month right now.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that's important to talk about as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of what is being said in a lot of things that were said in that speech, outside of the hey, women who just graduated, you shouldn't care about doing that and you should go have babies, was that, yeah, that certain members of the population are wrong. Um, which, you know, I have a really hard time with. I have, a number of friends in the community,
Mm-hmm.
in the Pride community, the LGBTQ plus community,
Mm-hmm.
and these are all good people. And I think
Yeah.
that there's a lot of stigma that goes along with how people are portrayed in the media. And I also thought it was interesting that that didn't really even come up as an issue from that speech.
Yeah, I didn't
No,
see that in any of my reels.
in any of
Where
your
I kept my
research,
news.
your hard hitting research that you
All
did.
my articles that I read on
So
the
many great
Instagram.
articles. The TikTok articles.
Yes, TikTok articles didn't come up.
Which I think is just an interesting thing, and that it it feels like we maybe regressed a little bit on
Mm-hmm.
the acceptance of pride, the pride community. Um, and I think that that has come a lot from, a that certain sect of the population
Mm-hmm.
that wants to prescribe how, things should go for
Yeah.
other people, but then, expect tolerance for their own views.
Yeah.
When where I want to say, someone like Harrison Bucker, obviously I do not agree with this person. I think I've made that abundantly clear. Um, but I don't think that he shouldn't be allowed to have those views. He
Exactly.
should absolutely be allowed to.
You should be free to speak about whatever you want. Free speech, everything, as long as you're not hurting anyone. But don't tell people what to do. Don't
Mm-hmm.
tell people what to think, even if that's your religious belief or just like something that you believe in outside of religion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just don't tell me. I was gonna say the F word there, but I don't want to. There's enough swears happening in this.
That's true.
But really, to go out and say like this person is wrong for making these decisions or expressing themselves how they want to express themselves, it has nothing to do with you, right?
Exactly.
Like you don't know most of these people who are enjoying Pride Month or just accepting themselves, and it's hard, like for anyone to just kind of come out and love yourself and be like, this is who I am. I like pink. I'm a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah, and I
And
think,
yeah.
yeah, we have. I mean, it's it's
I mean, it's not the
2024.
same thing, but I'm just saying.
No, but it's 2024. There are still, parents out there who disown their children for being gay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I mean, we've been dealing, like, there have been gay people for a long time.
Yeah.
This is not a new phenomenon. It's just people are being allowed to talk about it now.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of pushback because things, oh, why throw it in my face? And it's like, people aren't throwing it in your face. They're enjoying their community together and trying to show other people that this is okay. It's may not be what you want to do. It may not be okay for you.
Yeah.
And if you're a parent and you don't want your kids to go that way, well,
it's not your choice.
It's really not your choice. So,
Yeah.
and I think that there's so much harm that can come from trying to deny someone who they are. So,
but I think, like you said too, like pushing, not pushing, but like them expressing themselves, anyone expressing themselves. But when you're pushing kind of something on someone, like the pronouns, like I'm all for a pronoun. You want to be called whatever you want, whatever it is that you want to be called. It doesn't matter to me. If I accidentally call someone the wrong pronoun and they're offended, okay, then I can change my narrative. I can say what they want to be called or whatever. But if I go out of my way and keep saying it and I'm antagonistic, that's kind of, that's being an asshole.
That's 100% being an asshole. I think that, you know, people should still have some. There should still be some grace given to people who are, making an effort. For sure, I know that I have personally misgendered people as well.
But you can't read people's minds either.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I don't know if someone looks very gender neutral and I'm not quite sure, and it doesn't matter to me because gender is kind of a construct essentially. Like, if I want to do manly stuff and I don't know what manly things are, collect tools and
So many tools. You should see my tool collection. It's crazy.
but then you know what I mean?
It's not true. I don't care about tools.
But I can't read someone's mind based on the way they look, and just the way we've grown up, you say she, they, her, like it's just. But to go out of your way and misgender someone on purpose, to be antagonistic and hurtful, that's hate.
Absolutely.
That's like
if someone comes to you and says, this is how I would prefer to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
If
it kind of comes back to like, so my name is Mariah, as I have said a couple times now on our podcast, but it's spelled Myria. It looks like Myria. I've got Myra. Some people think it's a typo and they call me Myrna. Or like, I get everything, but I'm never offended because I know that people shouldn't know how my name is pronounced. My mom spelled it however she wanted to spell it. Myria. I don't know. But I pronounce it as Mariah. But if it's someone that I know that I'm going to be talking to for a while, I'll say, actually, it's pronounced Mariah. Like Mariah Carey, but I don't sing. That's my thing that I say, and it's funny. Everyone laughs because I'm a comedian, and you should have laughed harder at that.
I'm sorry. Nailed it.
But I would never be offended, and I see people who have different spelled names, and they're very offended when you say them wrong. I'm like, how does someone know that? Yeah. You don't know. You're reading it. It looks like Myria. I'm not mad. But if someone
comes along and they're like, hey, Myria. Myrna. Oh, Myrna.
You know what? Myria is the worst because it sounds like diarrhea. Myria. Diarrhea. I hate that one. If you see me in public when I'm real famous and you call me that, I will not sign your autograph. Also, I don't want when I'm rich and famous.
But when it comes to, it is the same situation though, where if someone keeps doing it, then they're doing it on purpose.
Exactly.
You're purposely antagonizing that person.
And I have had that like before, and you get kind of annoyed then. So I understand exactly. Not exactly, because it's very different. But I understand when someone's kind of when they know what they should be saying and they don't. So.
And also, it's the easiest thing in the world. If you come up to me and say, hey, I want you to start calling me Myria, I'd be like, okay.
I will never say that.
Well, but if you did, I would be okay with it.
For everyone, it's Mariah. Like Mariah Carey. Don't you dare. I saw you about to. I'm just kidding. I also don't care.
But I've seen, fellows in the likes of the Jordan Petersons, who, very prominent Canadian thinker. Use that word very loosely, I think. Who, I've seen clips where he says, oh, if you're, is somewhat different. It's like, oh, what do I call this person? It's like, they'll probably tell you.
Yeah.
And it's really not that hard to try and make someone else feel accepted and feel like that you respect them as a person.
And to be honest, if you're out there trying to offend people, what does that really say about yourself? Mm-hmm. Like, why not just be a nice person and just make people feel welcome and good?
Yeah, the idea of hiding behind, oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
It's a joke.
It's just.
Oh, Myra, it's just a joke.
Don't get offended. It's just a joke, Myra.
Let me tell you a joke where my fist hits you in the throat.
Oh, very funny.
That's my favorite joke.
That's a great joke.
I don't punch anyone in the throat.
I know someone who has punched someone in the throat. It's very funny.
Really?
Yeah, she was getting bothered at the bar, so she just punched that dude
yeah.
in the throat.
I like her.
And she's great.
I like it.
you would
like
be a big fan. She's amazing.
I can't wait. That's awesome.
Mm.
But even too, like, I want to go back to the Harrison Butker and kind of like pushing your narrative. So in Saskatoon, there's this guy who walks around with a pro-life sign. So he has this pro-life sign, and he is like an older man, and maybe people have seen him. I think he's been in the paper. He is pushing this narrative of what women should do with their bodies. Words we cannot say.
Perhaps a certain medical procedure that may be necessary, sometimes voluntary, but oftentimes is directed by a woman's physician. And this person is out there indicating that they shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
That it's somehow evil, pervasive, and or wrong. And yeah, I think it's so short-sighted an opinion, and it's also pushing a narrative that, you may believe that, and that's fine, but your belief does not trump someone else's bodily autonomy. And trying to legislate that and trying to
change people's views. So we're like, our office is like a few blocks away from the hospital. So I think that's the whole point of why he stands there. But he also stands in like parks. I've heard that he rollerblades around in parks and stuff. Like he has a car, he puts signs on it.
Hatred on the move.
Yeah, basically. But that's the thing, is it's like, is it his intention or the impact, right? So his intention is good. He thinks he's changing the world and making it a better place, but he's impacting it in a whole different way, right? Like, he's an older man. So I spent a lot of time looking at him near our office and wondering what he's doing. And one day I decided I'm going to go talk to him and find out his story. Googling him first, of course.
That is the most Mariah thing that could ever be done, by the way.
I walked over in my pink blazer, I think. I brought a bottle of water. I tried to be nice, and I just went there with like a neutral stance, and I just want to know what his story was. Like, something has clearly happened to him to make him feel so strongly to show up, even in the rain, to tell people what they should do, which drives me nuts because I do not like being told what to do at all. Okay, so he told me that he has no story, no connection to this situation at all, that I cannot say the word, but that he said that it would be better to be doing this than to be fishing on a boat. So I thought that was really interesting because I would rather be fishing on a boat, and I don't like fishing like that, instead of standing out in the rain. But he's out here just like pushing this narrative, but he wasn't an asshole. He was he was nice about it. He just had his beliefs, and he thought that he was making a difference. And so, like, is he an asshole? Or is his, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really...
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I think he's wrong, but I don't think he's an asshole about it. I don't think he's an asshole for doing it. And, like, he thinks he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Which
do you
makes
think
it more
Harrison
difficult.
Butker was doing the right thing?
I think he believes he was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
There was not a moment of watching that speech where I did not think that Harrison Butker absolutely believed everything that he was saying. I 100% believe that he felt in his convictions that what he said was true.
Have you heard the rumors that he slept with like some male cheerleader? Did you hear about that? There's some rumors about that. I don't know how true they are.
Maybe true.
But I will just put them out there.
What I also think is interesting about Harrison Butker is his mom is a physicist.
Oh, yes. Who paid for him to go to school.
Paid for him to go to nice private schools so he could learn how to kick footballs. So I guess it's good for him that his mom wasn't a stay-at-home make muffins.
Issues.
I mean,
that's
maybe.
That's probably what it is. He's
probably, yeah.
wanting his mommy to be home with
him.
He
wished his mom
bread.
made him muffins at home, and now he's out there
just
laying waste to the academic community for women.
Oh my my god. Oh yeah, Harrison butt kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Let's cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to not being assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you don't think we're assholes, but if you do, I don't know if I care.
Yeah.
Some people just get offended to be offended.
Yeah. I think that's That's something that's interesting as well. Perpetually being perpetually offended. The people who feel like they need to stand in for someone else who isn't offended at all.
For secondhand offense.
Yes. But I just think there's just degrees to what people need to, what people should be focusing on, right? Mm-hmm. Like the pronoun thing. If someone misgenders somebody, that's bad. But I don't think you can instantly jump on them and say, "Oh, you're a horrible person because you've done this." Mm-hmm. I don't think that's true. Mm-mm. If you keep doing it, my opinion might change. But I think that is kind of what, it really affects, it can affect people. These are people who, have opinions on how they want to be called as, the gender that they feel, or however that works.
Yeah.
Again, I am a cis hetero white dude, so I don't really understand, but I do understand just wanting to be referred to in the way that you want.
Yeah.
And I think that there's nothing difficult about being nice to that person, to make nice them feel, to make someone feel welcome. If someone's like, "Hey, this is how I want you to refer to me," okay, like this is the easiest thing you can do for somebody.
But just in general, just being nice.
Yeah.
Just be a nice person.
Be a nice person.
I don't think it should be that hard.
It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah. And I feel like the people who are not nice are maybe just unhappy with themselves.
Potentially.
Right? And so then they have to put that hate out to others to make themselves feel bigger and better. I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe. I think that there are just a lot of people out there who, they don't like change.
Oh, okay.
Things are changing.
I love change, so I cannot relate.
I mean, I think I'm on the fence about change. Like, in general, I kind of like I like my routine. I like to...
Oh, I would die.
I
want chaos. I want to live in chaos all the time.
I don't want to live in chaos all the time.
As soon as I get a routine, I'm like, well, that's gotta change. I'm not taking those vitamins anymore.
Oh, this medication. Oh, it bothers me.
3 days in a row. I'm done.
Antibiotics for 2 weeks? What does the doctor think I am?
Can't do that routine. I need to put the fruit in here. What about that girl, I can't say it, Huac Tua.
The Huac Tua. Spit on that thing.
Yeah. And there's rumors about her getting fired from her job for saying what she said.
Is that
as a
true?
kindergarten?
Yeah.
No, it's not true.
Yeah. I mean...
So people just take what they want. So same thing with, like, Harrison Bucker. They took that clip, but they didn't share the rest of, like, about pride or the other things that he said, which all were equally hateful.
Yeah, they were all, let me get this very clear. Not a fan of Harrison Bucker. I do believe that he has the right to say what he wants.
In the right place.
In the right place.
I don't think that was the right place.
I also agree with that. However...
Read the room.
Again, I would point out, I assume that someone has to approve that speech. So maybe it was the right place, and maybe that's what that college thinks about their female students. And maybe
they will have a lot of people apply because they share those values.
Maybe.
Less women, I assume, because they will be busy making babies.
I mean, that is their life's goal and ambition, and if it's not, it should be.
Oh my god.
Don't clip that.
Oh. I love it. But the Huac Tua girl.
Yeah.
I
think, there was a lot of... It's interesting because I think, you heard backlash both ways, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or, there's a lot of people who it was really funny. What she said was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious.
But they have
Uh,
people in the comments being like hating on her.
yeah,
Being like, oh, how could you say that? Or I would never say something out in public and get recorded. Or I would. It's just like, shut up.
yeah,
Like, she just said something funny. She was out drinking. She's young. She's enjoying her life. It's funny. I want to be friends with that girl.
yeah.
I think she would be a
She
great time.
seems hilarious, and anyone would be happy to be her friend.
And now
I
she's
think.
selling merch.
Yeah, so good
She
for her.
didn't get fired from her kindergarten job or kindergarten teacher job.
Which I don't think she ever had at all.
No, that's not real.
Yeah.
But then the Stanley Cup girl,
Oh yeah. I think there was a lot more backlash on that, which I think is interesting.
but she got a I think she's got this is I'm not fact check this, but she got offered Playboy or something.
I believe so, but I do think that she had issues at work. And in case anyone is not aware of this,
Oh yeah.
I believe it was after Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Mm-hmm.
I think a particularly excited female attendant of the game may have flashed everyone and. Well, not everyone, or at least someone who had a camera.
Yeah.
And they
And
posted
they
that
shared it.
on the internet.
Yeah.
And the outrage was palpable. Um, which I think is interesting because it's just someone did
Free the
something. Yeah, we're pro free
We're pro
free the
free
nipple,
Although I shall choose not to free mine.
which is your right.
But I encourage others, please free your own nips.
If you would prefer your nips free, please free them.
Yes.
However you like. But I do. But I think that it's interesting that how much people talk about that as being offensive.
Yeah, why
It's
are you
like-
offended?
Yeah,
They
I mean,
feed babies.
yeah,
Which is Harrison
Was it-
Bucker loves that.
yeah. He's a big fan.
That's one thing so the guy with the sign, when I talked to him, he told me that women's duty is to make babies and have them so disgusting. Suckle that they should suckle the babies or whatever it was. Of that word just like haunted me for a little while there. My dream. I couldn't.
Start suckling, Mariah.
Oh, just disgusting.
Your life won't be complete until the suckling begins.
Do not free these nips for the suckling of the babies. Oh my gosh. But like, to say that women's job is to reproduce, make babies, have them suckle the milk from their titties, and then shame them for showing those titties because men may get excited to see them. What the
I mean, I
like, you can't win as a girl.
no.
Honestly, you can't.
No, you can't.
You have to be smart, pretty, funny, but not too. You can't make a man feel.
Yeah, you can't be smarter than the
No,
man.
no,
I mean, obviously.
no.
I mean, well, first of all, it's impossible, as we all know.
Yes, of course.
Yes, it's just not. I mean, the brains are different. Everyone.
They're just made differently.
Yeah,
like
just
mine
like,
is.
yours is geared towards muffins and breads and suckling babies,
Oh,
and
I hate
I'm
that
here
word.
about business.
Oh, you know those like cringy words that people can't have, like moist.
Yeah,
Moist.
I don't have a problem with moist.
I don't either.
I think that one's interesting. I feel like that
Suckle
got picked
is
up.
for me. I can't do that, and for whatever reason, when an adult says "yummy," again, this is going to be an ongoing theme for dogs barking in the podcast. I apologize.
We are 2 for 2.
We'll try every episode.
Yeah, every episode we'll get Bailey to.
Yeah. She's protecting us while we do our podcast. But when people say yummy, or like that, when they go for food and they're like, yummy, oh, that's so yummy. Ugh, I can't. When you're talking to a baby, sure. Oh, is that yummy? Okay.
I don't know.
I can't handle that.
I don't know.
What's
if
your
I
word?
know. I don't know if I have
You don't
any
have one?
word
Oh,
in particular.
Those two to me, I just can't. I
Like,
will instantly not be friends with you if you say yummy or yummy.
I mean, I can't think of a context where I'd be like, ooh, yummy.
Like this drink. Oh, this is very yummy. Oh, I'm cringing. I can't. I've got the ick. I can't do it. That has nothing to do with being an asshole. That's just. Unless someone knew that I didn't like yummy and they just kept saying it around me, that's an asshole. It's kind of funny though, also. Because it's happening to me, so I'm not offended, so.
Yeah.
But in the end, just like, don't, like, believe whatever you want, feel however you want, be whoever you want. Just don't tell other people how to be.
Yeah.
And don't base it off of hate. You know, like if you're trying to encourage someone to be the best version of themselves, great. But to tell them not to be something or force your views on someone is not okay. Encourage your friends to be great. I had a friend tell me, I'm gonna mess up this quote, but it's like, help your friends pick up their crown. So like if you fall down and your crown falls off, you help your friend up and you like fix their crown or something. And so I just picture in my head these like pretty princesses in pink dresses.
They just follow you around.
No, no, I'm helping them too.
Oh, you're helping them. Okay, perfect.
But that's
it's
what
a
it
mutual
is, like,
ground situation.
but having friends that like hype each other up and make you feel good. Like I'm blessed. I'm just kidding. I'm very lucky to have really good friends who make you feel good, and it's not competitive. They just make you feel good. So you can come and be like, I'm having a bad day, and they're like, you look amazing. I love your outfit. Your makeup's amazing. Like and they're not lying. They're just telling you how they feel to make you feel better. And you need to have those people in your corner. And if you have people around you who are making you feel worse about yourself, those are assholes. You don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
It would cut those out. I don't want them.
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Joe Rogan had like there's this new song that I liked. I got interested in it for a while. I'm not going to say the word obsessed, but.
What's up?
It was like, someone made like a remix of it, and it was like, don't, oh, what was it? I'm going to look it up, and then I'll share it, because it was really cool. I like this song a lot. I'm going to share it. But they took like a snip of his podcast, and it was like, those I can't catch a break guys. He's like, get them out of here. Because it's true. Like, if everyone's just pouting around next to you, and you're like, oh, I just can't catch a break. Oh, I just can't catch a break. This thing happened. And they're like, Eeyore, get out of here.
I mean, so here's
okay.
Let's talk about Eeyore for a second. And what I'd like to say about Eeyore, I think Eeyore was a great character for children. Because think about, so Eeyore was a,
what is he, a donkey?
He's a little stuffed donkey. Like, they're all stuffed animals.
Oh, yes,
like,
yeah.
Because they're all...
He's a cartoon stuffed animal.
You know, they're all part of the Winnie the Pooh universe. But, here's the thing. Eeyore was always included. Oh. They never made him feel bad about being himself, which was he was down all the time.
He was depressed.
But they're still, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, they're still like, hey, Eeyore, come on.
Yeah.
And then he's like, always like, okay, I'll come along.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's okay to not feel okay sometimes.
Sometimes.
But, and I think that,
Okay, I like that view, yeah.
But I think that's
a can't catch a break guy.
Yeah.
But they're like, come
like,
catch a break with us.
Yeah, come catch a break. We still have a good time.
That's true.
I think you should still, if you can support people, you should.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was
they're not
a good
being
example
assholes.
of that for kids. I mean, it's a kid's story at the end of the day. But at the same time, you have to have some agency there. There has to be some self-reflection. It's just like, oh, I can't catch a break. It's like, maybe...
You know what would help? A cube test.
Yeah, do a cube test. Learn something about yourself. Learn how...
Come on, Eeyore.
Yeah, get it together.
I wonder what Eeyore's cube would be.
Oh, his cube fell apart.
It's made of paper. Wet paper.
It blew away. Oh, no, my cube. I guess I'll have to get another one.
I feel bad for Eeyore now.
Eeyore's a nice man.
He is a bit of a can't catch a break guy.
A little bit.
Also, I think too, like, going on to that, the can't catch a break people, there's also like toxic positivity. That stuff drives me crazy too. When people are so hyped up about everything's amazing and manifest the best things around you, and they're so up here that you're not allowed to also be in your feelings a little bit. And I think that's healthy. You're allowed to be sad, but it's good to have friends to help pick you up or like be there with you. If they're making you feel bad about it or worse, sure. But I lost my train of thought. I started thinking about Eeyore again. Winnie the Pooh. Like, why does he eat honey? Bears just eat honey?
Yeah, bears eat honey.
That's all they eat. No, they eat
that's not
fish
all they
and stuff.
eat. They eat
so
what?
why didn't you eat like salmon?
I mean,
Sorry, that's right. I forgot what we were even talking
happened?
about.
Where did we
I
go?
started picturing Winnie the
Uh,
Pooh and
uh,
why he only ate honey. And
I
he
mean,
never wore pants.
I mean, what do you need pants for? Pants. Free the nipple, no more pants. These are.
Oh, I don't. No, not that movement.
Honey movement?
Keep
Are we eating
keep
honey?
keep your pants on movement.
Pants.
Please keep the
Pants
pants on.
on. Ugh, boring. Uh,
I honestly know what I was talking about. I was thinking about why he doesn't eat anything other than honey. I think because it's
I mean,
you don't want
because
to watch him eat fish as a kid, I
and
guess.
also he's a
Stuffed
imaginary
animal.
stuffed bear.
That's fair.
Like I don't think they were. I don't think A. Milne was trying to be not anatomically correct. But
That's
like,
true, because Piglet didn't eat garbage.
yeah.
That's what pigs basically eat, right?
I honestly don't remember. Did Piglet like rolling around in the mud? Maybe he did.
Oh,
I
you
don't
know what?
remember.
I think he did. I feel like I can picture that, but I might have made it up
Yeah.
in my head just now when you said that. I like it.
I don't know.
Who else is on there? Tigger.
Tigger's great.
Because tigers don't bounce on their tails.
I mean, have you ever? You should spend some time around some more tigers.
I would love to.
Learn some more.
That's
I
right. What
also
do they say?
love-
Like your toxic, what is it called? I can't remember. Like a toxic trait or something. I think that was going around for a bit. Mine is definitely like I think any animal would be super perfect to cuddle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could climb into a lion's cage and just like curl up inside their fur and just they would just love me.
I was just saying yesterday, why aren't there breeds of cat that are like Saint Bernard size that I can like have at my house? I want a Saint Bernard size cat. You can't.
No.
Those will murder you. The 100-pound cat is
Did you
a
know
fierce predator.
they're like pound for pound the biggest what is it? What is it?
Like strongest,
Yeah.
deadliest. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's why you just get a mini one.
Yeah.
You let it live in your house.
Yeah,
How's your cat?
Can we start breeding some like domesticated panthers? Like
Oh
where
my God.
I would.
A domesticated panda.
Oh, that would be fun too.
Oh, have you seen the video?
I mean, we might have a hard time finding enough bamboo.
I'll start growing
Yeah,
it.
just start growing.
I don't know how I'll grow it, but I'm going to. Oh, I would love a panda, baby panda.
Yeah, but to bring it back around
Sorry.
to what we were talking about.
We can't talk about baby animals, right?
Yeah.
That's where my head went.
You know, when it comes to, you know, someone who's perpetually depressed or perpetually down or something like that, you know, I think you do have to give. Yeah, I mean, you should be trying to help somebody out, and
Yeah.
but at some point,
They have to
you know,
help themselves
they have to
too.
help themselves for sure.
Yeah.
But I do think that, you know, the way that social media is now is it shows you the best of absolutely everything. Everyone's doing great. Everyone's crushing it all the time, going to fancy places, driving fancy cars, having fancy watches,
Yeah.
which I love to look at. But, you know, that's all just, it's mostly fake. And I think that people need to understand that and need to stop internalizing that. Like, that they're less than, that they're not doing okay because they're not 100% on their grind set culture out there.
It's exhausting, though.
It's so
to do that.
exhausting,
You have
yeah.
to, like, you feel like you always have to be the best version of yourself, but, like, you need a break sometimes. Like, I just want to chill, play Zelda, order pizza, and just not be grinding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like COVID was interesting because when everyone was stuck at home, some people were getting into shape, some people were learning something new, and I think I got like a ridiculous amount of hours on Zelda. And like learned how to cook some stuff and make different cocktails.
I certainly did. I certainly did not learn how to make any sourdough.
No, yeah, that was popular.
Yeah.
I ordered a lot of stuff on Amazon for sure that I didn't need. Groceries, for sure. It's a great time. I had a great break there, but I would not go back.
Yeah. COVID was rough. But I think that, yeah, but I just want to...
I'm sorry.
No. No, but I do think that, you know, that has really driven a lot of people into feeling bad about their position.
Yeah.
And I think that
That's what I was gonna say. So during COVID, watching all the like you don't see other people. You don't see like your version of normalcy is usually around the people who are closest to you, right?
mhm.
So the people who are closest to you are who you're seeing on social media. And then there's all these filters and AI and all this stuff. And whatever you're seeing is not real. Like someone's posting a picture of like this. Let's say we post a picture of this, but it actually tastes like garbage. And we're like, man, this is so delicious. It's actually very good. So I'm not lying about that. But like you just see all this fake stuff. And for a while, I didn't realize that there were so many filters on Instagram. And I felt really bad about myself in the middle of COVID. And I remember showing my husband, I'm like, well, why do they look like this? How come I don't look like this? And he looked at me, he's like, you can see the filter on the side of their face. And I'm like, what? Like, shocked.
Or, you can look in the background and it's like, oh, the door bends a little bit there.
Okay, but that's like me being like, oh my gosh, they're how could they ever tell a lie?
Yeah.
They're just showing the best version of themselves, and you're like, I see you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
There was a lot of learning for me. Turns out people lie.
People do lie.
Some people are assholes.
That's true. And we're generally against that.
I would agree. So that's kind of what this whole podcast is about. We just wanted to talk about a few things, and maybe you don't have the same views as us, and that's okay. Maybe we're not the right podcast for you. We're doing this for us because we want to do it. It's fun for us, and if anyone's interested, they'll follow us. They'll watch us. They like drinking, talking about shit, or choosing.
Yeah, why not?
And that's kind of all it is. So we don't want to offend anyone, but we do. We're gonna say what we want to say.
And if
in a
you also
way.
but if you like to hate watch us too, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're open to that.
It's extra views.
Yeah.
That will make us real famous. Again, we don't want to be famous. This is just a joke.
Yeah.
We'll probably have 15 views. And I'll be like, yeah.
Every single person who's watching.
So shout out to everyone. We know who you are. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think we'll probably wrap it up there for today.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching.
And next week, or next podcast, because it doesn't matter to you what week it is, you'll watch them all 3 in a row, I assume, because you will be our biggest fan, will be about conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll come up with another fun cocktail. Not sure what it is yet. We have a few options. And we're going to talk about some really fun stuff because I love conspiracy theories because I think that they are all possibly true.
Words aren't real.
So, yeah. So, thank you guys. Bye.